Hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to my Pilates class. And today we are not using weights. So we are going to start on our feet and we're going to add a lot of yoga into our session today. So there's going to be loads of stretching and kind of lots of mobility work. So we're kind of taking a bit more of a focus rather on strength to work on the mobility side and obviously your core strength, but rather than upper body strength, it's also going to be about kind of moving the body slowly and getting into nice deep stretching. So you should enjoy it. So let's come and start on our feet, backs of the mat. My feet are sitting underneath my hips. I'm spreading my toes. And I'm just going to close my eyes and take a very subtle sway side to side, just to try and find my center point. So you'll feel that as you lean one way to the other, you'll then be very aware of what side is your kind of dominant side, the side that you lean in. Your slightly longer leg will be this leg that you tend to kind of sit into. And then I want you to find your center point. Soften the knees, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the butt, just draw your lower belly into the base of your spine and just find your breath. Long deep breaths in through the nose and exhalations out through the mouth. Take your arms, turn your palms forward. I want you to take your arms all the way up and overhead and just interlace your fingers and take a full body stretch as you extend through the knees. Look up towards your hands. And then exhale, release your arms out wide to the side. Do that again. Turn your palms, raise your arms up towards the sky, interlace your fingers, turn your palms away, look up, lengthen, squeeze. And then inhale, release the arms back down. And we're going to take a big stride forward. So I'm going to start with my back leg. My left leg's going to take a stride forward. I'm going to pivot on my toes to turn my hips square. So both my hip bones are pointing forward. My hands are on my waistline. I'm lengthening out through my legs and I'm finding my balance. I've got my foot lined up with my hip bone on this side and my foot lined up my hip bone on this side. So I'm in a nice neutral position. Abs on, shoulders pulled back. We're going to inhale, lower down. If you can, tap your knee to the floor. Exhale, power up slowly. So I want you to take a focus in front of you. Find your balance. Squeeze your belly. Take your weight into that front left buttock. So I'm feeling everything's pushing down into the heel. It's activating down the back of my hamstring into the back of that left buttock. Slowly down. Slowly up. I can feel my knees cracking. Tap the floor. Push it back. And down. That's 7. Down. 8. Down. 9. Tap the floor for 10. Stop halfway up. Let's pulse. 10. 9. Come on, press into this back buttock. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Extend up. Pivot this foot, pressing your heel to the floor. So now I'm turning my hips to face lengthways of my mat. I'm continuing to keep this left leg extended and pointing to the narrow end of my mat. Then when you're ready, take your back arm up towards the ear, extend and slide this hand down that leg and come into a side stretch. So this is a bit of a challenge. You might want to place your hand on the shin. I know you can't see my arm at the top, but it's just raised straight up into the sky. I'm pulling my shoulder blades back and then I'm pulling this hip forward and looking up to that hand and finding that wonderful stretch. So try and think about pushing this underneath hip forward, the back hip away. You might be up here, that's fine. Find your place. Then continue to reach the arm across the ear and point the fingers away. Now turn the chest and look up towards the sky. If you need to bend this knee, please do so, okay? But if you don't need to go as low as me, you might be up higher. Wherever you are, just keep breathing, stretching. Inhale, raise the arm back up, and then use your core to lift yourself slowly back up, releasing the arms. Pivot this foot back around to the front, find your balance. Drop back down into that lunge. Pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop it down. Bring your hands down here. We're going to tuck the toe under at the back and extend that leg and lengthen out through the spine as you stretch. Place your right hand flat down to the ground. Take your left hand on that thigh and begin to turn your body. And if you can, open that arm up and squeeze the shoulder blade and rotate the body. So now we're coming into a reverse rotation. Keep this bent leg close in towards your shoulders and just turn and breathe. Option to drop that knee down if you feel this is a little bit too much. Twist and turn, take another couple of breaths here. And slowly lower the hand back to the floor. Lengthen out. Now bring your hands a little bit closer in and then push that leg as straight as possible. Now I've still got my heel up at the back, so I'm just going to bend this knee again, bring it a little bit closer in, and then extend that leg. Now you don't have to fully extend if it doesn't go. And then drop the head and chest down towards that thigh. Inhale, bend both your knees, tap the floor, look up. Exhale, extend again, pushing the back heel to the floor and dropping the head and chest down. Inhale, bend the knee, look up. Exhale, lengthen. One more time, bend the knee, look forward, pull your shoulders back, and then try and keep that grounding as we lengthen out one more time. Heel to the floor, beautiful stretch for the calf, and then dip the head and chest down. 2 breaths here. And then bend that knee. Walk your hands in front of the foot, tuck your toes and find your plank. So now let's work on a little bit of core strength. Nice strong position through the arms. Bend the elbow slightly. Lift the hip, tuck your tailbone and lengthen out that spine. Just find your core strength here. Scoop the belly in. Just take one more breath. Then we're going to lift the hips up to downward facing dog. So press back into the heels. Feel free to walk through them if you wish. Or just push the heels down, lengthen out through the knees and get that bottom to be the point of the triangle. We're going to raise that left leg, same leg, up towards the sky. Pressing your right heel down. Point the toe, bend the knee, turn the knee out and come into a side opening in the hips. Try and square your shoulders off, but open that top hip out. Now lengthen your right leg, heel to the floor. We inhale, turn the hip back. From here, we bring the knee forward and take it just in front of the chest, slightly angled. My knee's going slightly towards my left wrist. Then kick it up, straight away to the sky. Inhale, drop it forward, plank, pull the knee towards the left wrist. Exhale, lengthen out. One more time, pull it forward and pause it. For 5, scoop that belly in. 3, lengthen your right leg. And 1, drop it down into pigeon. Slide your right leg back and then lift yourself up tall. Pull your shoulders back and sink your hips. This heel is beneath your right hip bone and the knees towards your left wrist. And I want you to really focus on the lengthening of the spine. And then sink those hips down, bending your elbows and just dive your head and chest down. And then scoop through the belly, pull yourself back up, look forward, and go again. Just dive down. So I'm using my arm strength slightly just to release and come up. Now remember, if this isn't working for you, always come into that hurdle. Do the same, just lowering down, but a little bit further, angled towards the foot, and then coming up again. There's your choice. A little bit of arm work. A roll up. Now hold at the top, lengthen out, and let's go to a quad stretch. So bend your back heel, take your left hand in front, take your right hand inside the foot and encourage the heel towards the bottom. Then turn and twist your hip and your shoulder around. You can take the front of the foot and bend here if you wish, or just stay here and breathe. If you feel you can raise your arm up towards the sky. That's entirely your choice. Sink down. One more breath. Release the calf, the heel, hands in front, tuck your toes under, plank. Hold it strong, soften the elbows, pull the shoulders blades back, push into your heels, but then lengthen out the spine. Hold it, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hips up. Downward facing dog again, adjust your feet if you need to. I'm going to bring mine in a little bit. And then pressing those heels down to the floor, lengthening out the knees, lifting your bottom, squeezing your belly and melting your head and chest down. Strong press through the arms, fingers spread wide. When you're ready, raise your right leg up, bend the knee, open the knee out to the side into a twist, but just watch those shoulders. So as soon as I do that, my shoulder lifts. I'm going to square my shoulders back off again. Keeping my left heel pressed to the floor and squeezing out through that right knee. We then inhale, lengthen the leg away, bring it through, take it slightly angled towards the right wrist, and then press it back up to the sky. We float through, plank, and lengthen. Remember that left heel needs to be pressed into the floor, lengthening out through the knee. Come forward, kick back one more time, big breath in. Last time, come forward and hold it, squeeze it, breathe, 5, 4, turn that knee out, 2, and 1, park it down, pigeon. So, settle yourself down, heel beneath the left hip bone, left leg push behind, right knee out to the right wrist, sit up tall. We inhale, sink the hips. Exhale, bend down. Head, chest to the floor. Roll it up. Sit tall. Drop it down. Roll it up. And again, come down. Remember, you can do this in hurdle if you need to. Just here, just leaning forward. And coming out. Just hold this next one down. Drop it down. Breathe. One last breath. And then slowly rise up, tall through the chest. Bend that back leg. You can do this in hurdle as well. Catch it with your left hand inside of the foot. Heel towards the bottom. And turn your chest and your hips back round to the front. You can drive through the front of the foot if you wish. You can raise that front arm if you wish. I'm not going to do it because my leg's still a bit dodgy. Just breathe. 2 more breaths here. Drive it in, drive it in, drive it in. And then slowly begin to release the leg behind. Hands to the floor. Stay tall. Tuck your toes. Lift your body weight up. Plank. Okay, we're going to take right leg, wide, tap, center. Left leg, wide, tap, center. Don't let your hips wriggle. Just do a little toe tap. An abduction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, give me one more, and 1. Drop the knees down. Slowly throw yourself back into child's pose, bringing your arms down, catching the backs of the heels, and making a little ball. So if you can't come into a little ball, just come into a close curve into that cat stretch, but my knees are tucked together, my elbows are close, and I'm just opening out the shoulder blades and the spine there. So that's your alternative. Bring yourself to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Soften through the knees. Catch your big toes. And then exhale. Extend out through those legs, dropping your head and chest towards the thighs. Inhale, little bend. Exhale, extend. Inhale, little bend. One more time, exhale, extend. And then soften the knees. Begin to roll up as you release your thumbs from your big toes. And then just do a little shoulder roll at the top, stand tall, just like you did at the beginning. Feet underneath your hips. Take a breath, close your eyes, and take that little sway back side to side again. Find your center point. Turn your palms forward. Squeeze the belly, squeeze the butt. Inhale, raise your arms all the way up. Interlacing your fingers, taking your full stretch. Extend your legs, lift your chest, squeeze your butt so you're not hyperextending your lower back. And then open the arms all the way back down towards the thighs. And again, inhale, open the arms out, lift up tall, interlace those fingers, turn your palms away, look up. And release the arms. Okay, hands on the waistline. Take a step forward in that right leg. So nice, strong, lengthening leg position. Turning your hips forward, pivoting on that back leg. So everything's parallel. Bring your fingers onto your waistline. Pull your shoulder blades back. Engage your abs. We're going to take a breath in. We're going to drop down. Knee taps the floor if you can. Straight back up. So now my weight is pushed into the right hamstring and buttock. So all my weight is in the heel at the front. So I can do this lifting my toes and straight back up. Don't lean forward. Stay beautifully tall and engage those abs. And you don't have to toe tap. You might want to come to here and push back up again, okay? Toe tap is just a real challenge of strength and mobility. So it's just about slowly working your way to that point where you've got the strength and that flexibility through the legs to allow that deep lunge. 2 more. 1 more knee tap. And then hold halfway and let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, come on. 6, go a little bit deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend it up. Now slowly pivot on that back foot, turning your heel towards the camera. So my foot's parallel, my toes are pointing towards the long part of my mat on that other side. I'm keeping my hips also turned that way, but the toes turned out. I'm going to raise my left arm up, sliding my right leg down, and my right hand down, sorry. And then coming into that triangular position, pulling the underneath hip forward and pushing my left hip back towards you, squeezing the shoulder blade and looking up towards the hand. So you might be up here, that's fine. Just work. Imagine you're through 2 planes of glass and you're trying to get your body beautifully straight. That's where you want to kind of visualize what you're doing. And then on the next breath in, reach the arm up and over across that ear. Turn the chest up towards the sky, look up. Keep that underneath hip, that right hip pushed forward. Find your balance. Lengthen for 1 more breath here. And then inhale, raise the arm back up. And if you can, pivot yourself back up, lowering your hands. Then we're going to turn back onto this leg and bring the foot a little bit closer in, pushing the heel to the floor. Soften this front knee. Bring your hands either side of the foot. Okay, and then with your fingertips coming back a little bit, extend the leg, pushing back into that heel. Now I've still got a little bit of an injury, so I'm not going to go too deep on this one. I'm just going to ease it forward, push it back, and I'm pushing my back heel down as I drop my head and chest down to the front leg. So bend the knee and drop the knee to the floor. Exhale, pick it up and lengthen. Don't forget to push your weight back into both feet. Inhale, bend the knee, lift, lengthen, exhale, lift and extend. Inhale, bend, tap the floor, lift. And exhale, extend. And I want you to do that one more time. Tap down, pick up, the shoulders relaxed. And hold the stretch for a few breaths. Push down into that back heel. Drop the head and chest, relax the shoulders. Really tough for me to do right now, but it's really good for me to do it. And then bend that front leg, hands to the floor, swing that leg back into a downward facing dog. Lovely, strong V shape through the body. Look forward one more time, soften the knees, step that same leg back through between the hands. Bring your inside hand into the inside of the foot. Take your hand at that thigh, lift and lengthen, and begin to rotate the body. Open your arm up towards the sky and lengthen out the spine as you twist. You have the option to drop that knee, but don't let this knee float away. Tuck it in close to the body so you get into the hip flexors. And then really twist and look up. 2 long breaths. If your knee's off the floor, lengthen it out, push into the heel. And then on your next inhale, release the hand back down to the floor. Slide it back again. Plank. Take the feet a little bit wider. Okay, your right elbow is going to drop down. Your left elbow is going to drop down. Your right elbow is going to come up. Your left elbow is going to come up. You're going to tap the shoulder for 1, shoulder for 2, shoulder for 3, and shoulder for 4. Left elbow drops down. Right elbow drops down. Left hand comes up. Right hand comes up. Tap the left. 2, 3, and 4. And let's go again. So if you feel you need to drop to your knees, that's fine. Right, left, the right hand taps the left. 2, 3, and 4. Let's go to that left arm down, right arm down, left hand down, right hand up, tap to the right shoulder, down to the left shoulder. Now we're going to do that one more time. So let's go. Right elbow, right hand, left hand. Tap, 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 tap. Let's do the last time. Left elbow down, right elbow down. Squeeze those abs and come up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time a nice wide knee, big toes together. And we're going to wide leg child's pose. Head down, chest down, arms relax. Get into those hips, get into the lower back. Find your breath, because it would have increased up a little bit from doing those planks taps, those plank walks through the elbows. And then roll it up. Look forward, just stretch the spine. And then when you're ready, you're going to flip your feet around in front of you. Good, so I'm just going to face you. You can carry on. Actually, no, I'll face this way because I think we've got a good enough angle here. So sit yourself up tall. We're going to go into a V-sit. So take hold of the back of the legs gently. Roll on to the back of your buttocks. Find your balance. Take your legs at tabletop and lift your spine using your holding onto your legs. And we're going to work on that flexibility. So keeping your left leg where it is, extend your right leg straight. My thighs stay together. Take a breath. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, left leg. Inhale, and right leg. So you're holding onto your legs, but you're not forcing it. You're just lifting your chest, you're squeezing your abdomen, and you're really just allowing that stretch to occur whilst you're just holding very lightly through the abs. Good, one more. Stretch, 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 stretch. Keep the thighs together, that's half the challenge. Bend, Take a breath and extend both. And then use this opportunity to lift tall, squeeze those abs, push the legs as straight as you can, push the soles of the feet towards the sky, shoulders pulled down, elevate that chest, just hold it for another 2 breaths. And then as you bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet together as you open your knees. Take a long distance between your heels and your groin area. And I want you to take your forearm underneath your calf, other arm underneath the other calf. Pin your arms to the floor using your legs by pushing your knees open. And then slowly push away from the heels by curving your spine from the base of your spine all the way to the neck, dropping your eye gaze and feeling that wonderful opening down the whole of your vertebrae and shoulder blades. So I'm pinning my forearms. Inhale, just release slightly. Exhale, go again. One more time, release. Eye gaze forward, lift the spine. And exhale. And then slowly ease off. Take your hands back out. Close those knees in. Now counter stretch by lifting the spine again, holding onto those legs. Take your hands behind the thighs, V-step. Okay, so a little bit more of a challenge this time. Taking your hands down by your side, or if you need to lean, lean. Keep the thighs together. Lift the chest, squeeze the belly. Extend your right leg. Don't let those thighs move. Inhale, bend. So you might be here. Left leg. And bend. And right leg. And bend. And left leg. Come on, squeeze those bellies. This is all about the core. This is challenging those hamstrings. One more time to that right leg. You started to be shaky. And both, let's go. Press them straight. Now I'm just pushing my shoulder blades back, very lightly dropping to my arms, but lifting my chest. For 5, 4, 3, you can be here if you need to, and 1. Bend the knees, soles of the feet come out again, pull them in tight, hold onto your feet or ankles, and lift yourself up beautifully tall. Pivot forward, and then curve the spine, dropping your head and chest down towards the feet. Long, deep breaths. Drop down, 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 down. A little bit deeper if you can. In an ideal world, we're kissing our toes right now. I'm definitely not going to get there. My inner thighs and hips just not going to allow that at all. And then carefully roll it up. Before you close the knees, just sit tall. Bring those knees together. Okay, sit tall again. Last V-sit. See if you can do this about your arms. Whew, that's going to be another challenge. I think my hip flexors are going to find this hard more than anything. Okay, so when you're ready, hands behind the thighs. Lift yourself up. Find your tabletop position. You can catch your legs at any point if you need to, okay? You can put your hands down at any point if you need to. Just remember that. Okay, sit tall. Release your arms. Extend your right leg. Come on, work those hamstrings, bend. Left leg. Right leg again. Keep growing through the chest. Don't sink down into that lower back. Remember, you can catch your legs or you can put your hands to the floor if you need to at any point. Last time in that right leg. Lift the chest, squeeze the belly. Last time into the left. Come on, lift, 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 squeeze. Okay, let's go, both legs. Extend, and if you can, reach up, palms in, lift the spine, pull the thighs in. 5, 4, straighten those knees. 2, and bend the knees. Heels to the ground, grab the feet. Lift your spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 1 And then take those legs away, hamstring stretch. Lowering the head and chest down towards those thighs. You can catch your legs if your feet are feeling like, you know, you're not quite reaching, but if you get a nice deep knee bend and work from there, it's a really good way to encourage those hamstrings to really open up. And I'm just going to bend and extend one leg at a time. Inhale, look up, lift, and gently just softly release. Lean back into your hands, turn your fingers out. Lift your chest. And we're going to spin around back onto the hands and knees again. And we're going to work going into side and front plank. And we're going to do this on our hands. You can do it on the elbows if your some aren't enjoying it, but it's really good strength work for the arms. And we're going to first of all start off in a full plank. And we're going to go back to those little toe taps outwards. So feet underneath, feet in line with your hips and tap out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we pivot onto our feet. I'm on the edges. My left hand adapts slightly to come underneath, opening out. Okay, I'm going to challenge. If you want to challenge with me, do so. Stack your feet to find your balance. Or slide the sole of the foot up and lift the knee to the sky and hold. You can come down onto that lower knee if you need to, okay, into side plank on the knees. You can still challenge yourself doing this exercise on the floor. Hold it. And then slide the leg down, pivot back over onto your front. Pause on your front. Let me just quickly show you. If you were here, you could have been there. I've got my toes on my calves and I'm just lifting up and opening up that hip. That's all. That's your alternative. Okay, tap the toes out. 10, 9, 8. So I'm going to turn my back to you this time. 6, 5. We're doing exactly the same as we just did when I was facing you. 2 and 1. Let's do. Turn, pivot on those feet first. Find that strong balance on that right arm. Lift the arm up to the sky. Option to drop your knee down. Stack your feet, find your balance. That might be enough for you, just pause. If you can slide that foot up, open the knee out and find your balance. Squeeze up into that waistline, pause, just 5 more seconds. That's 1 more big deep breath. And then when you're ready, turn, pivot around, hold it there and tap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to do that again. And 1. Let's go. Turn. Make that strong. You can be here. Remember? Stack your feet or slide the foot up. Open that knee. Now pull up. It's all about here, the underneath of your core of the waist. Strong in that arm. 1 more deep breath. And when you're ready, release the foot, pivot back to the front. Last 10 taps out. Try and stabilize your hips and feel your obliques working, using the sides of your waist to open that leg out into abduction. 1 more each side, and 1. Turn, let's go. 1 more time, lift up high, stack your feet, drop your knee if you need to, slide that foot if you can, then push the floor away, find your balance. I'm so less balanced this side. Squeeze the waistline, 5 more seconds, that's 1 more deep breath. And then release the foot, turn back, lower those knees. 1 more time, a nice wide stance through the knees. Take your arms for a walk over towards me. So my left arm is going to slide, gripping onto that right arm, and I'm pulling back through my left hip to get that full, wonderful stretch into the side of the body. And just take 3 breaths, relaxing down into this side bend. And then just free the arms straight over to the other side. My right hand catches my left hand. I reach into a side bend, putting my right hip back as I just allow that give. And then when you're ready, just release the arm. Come back into the center. Close the knees. Take a lovely curve in the spine. And then equally drop your middle of your back, lift your eye gaze, lift your bottom, and just dip the other direction, putting the shoulders back away from those ears. And then find your neutral spine, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog for the last time, pushing your heels away, lifting up through the tummy, melting the head and chest down, lengthening the arms. And then bending through your knees, with your hands to your feet. Grabbing those big toes once more, or if you want more, slide the hands underneath the fronts of the feet. Take a deep knee bend, just take a little stretch in the spine, and then extend the legs and lower your head and chest down towards the thighs. Last breath. Carefully freeing the feet, staying soft in those knees, interlace your fingers and just stretch those shoulders from doing all those planks. Pushing the arms over and then very gently look towards me. So I twist and that same arm, I push away a little bit further the opposite direction. So that's a wonderful stretch from the front of the shoulder. And then carefully go the other way. Twist to the back of the room, open that back arm, pull the shoulder a little bit further over to the other side. And then carefully back into the center, reaching one more time. And then keeping the hands by the base of the spine, let the shoulders drop and roll up slowly, just keeping the interlace of the fingers behind the back. And then push the arms down, so slide the arms down the bottom, pushing back, lifting the shoulders, lifting the chest, squeezing that butt. And then stand tall, close your eyes again, releasing your arms, let your palms just drift down by your side. Sway side to side to slowly find that center point again. Find that center point, fix strong through your lower belly, gentle tuck under through the tailbone, squeeze of the butt, turn your palms, and then carefully just softly bring the arms up. No stretching up high, just allowing your spine to settle itself at the top. Then just bringing your hands in front of your head, bowing down. Nice long deep bow, dropping the chin towards the chest, pull the shoulders down, feel those little kind of opening through the vertebrae at the top. And then lifting your eye gaze. Bring your hands to the center point, back to the chin, and a little clap. And as always, thank you very much for your ongoing support and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.